I mean, I think human rights issues in America is obviously different from a national human rights issue. But, you know, when it comes to human rights here, a lot of it's about the haves versus the have-nots and who's hurting and who's not. I mean, here, human rights takes more of an issue of, like, poverty. You know, how do we get people out of poverty? How do we get them out of bad schools? How do we get them out of areas that are high crime areas? And you know, I think that becomes an economic issue and a jobs message. You know, both Barack Obama and Mitt Romney are concentrating on jobs. I mean, as a Republican, I happen to believe that, you know, it's smaller government, lower taxes that create jobs. But I think human rights are a jobs and economic issue. Where Mitt Romney and the Democrats are more big on government handouts and government social programs and entitlements to solve human rights issues, Republicans are more about, you know, less handouts and getting people to work. I mean, because it's not until you get people to work that you're going to, you know, decrease poverty, increase the education system, and fix the crime issues in this country. Now, as far as it relates to human rights in other countries, and we could talk about that all day, you know, obviously, you know, you've got the side of you intervene in countries where, you know, dictatorial governments are basically slaughtering their citizens. You know, so that's more of a military intervention type issue. But then you've just got this issue of building relationships with other countries. I don't think that's an unfair stereotype. I mean, I think Republicans are much more aggressive on the international scene than Democrats are. I mean, George W. Bush definitely was more aggressive, especially in those countries harboring terrorists. You know, President Obama hasn't done a bad job, in my opinion, on the international stage. But yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Republicans are a little more aggressive and willing to go in with military force a lot more than Democrats are. So yeah, I think that's fair.